Bicycles are wonderful, yet there are some astonishing versions you might never have imagined. From airborne bicycles to those capable of traversing rivers, here's a showcase of the most mind-boggling bikes you'd scarcely believe are real. House on a bike. Kevin Sear made this camper bike while working in Beijing after realizing that nearly everything is carried around on bikes in this city besides houses. After drawing up designs and working for over 3 years, he finally finished what he describes as a not-so-comfortable home. The contraption is extremely heavy, and sleeping in it is just impractical. However, it does make for a cool piece of gear, and it will turn heads. Back-to-back tandem bike. You've probably seen tandem bikes before, but have you seen one where the riders are facing back-to-back? In an old 2006 YouTube video, we see two tandem bikers in the opposite direction. The custom-made bike was created as an experiment, and maybe the purpose of it. It's so they can see in both directions. Nonetheless, it looks ridiculous. Tallest bike. Richie Trimble built the tallest bike in the world at a towering 6.15 meters. The bicycle is named Stupid, Taller, an appropriate name for such a toy, because it looks like the most unsafe and uncomfortable bike to ride. Not only do you need a ladder to get to the top, but you also need to make sure you don't fall off because it's a long way down. Bike on water. A New Zealand brand called Manta 5 developed a new type of water vehicle in which people can skim across the water. Unlike other water bicycles, this allows users to generate electricity while pedaling, which allows them to swiftly maneuver across waters using a propeller and electrical technology. The only downside is that it's going to cost you a staggering $8,000 to use this bad ball. Loop the Loop bike. By attaching a rounded metal from on top of the bike frame itself, you could do a full loop. The loop, simply hold the brakes down hard after gaining some speed, and all of a sudden you'll be upside down. Back upright, then upside down again. That's pretty much the only function of this bicycle. Spider bike. Metro Diverse Services created this monstrosity for pure entertainment. This entirely metal-framed, 8-legged bike is absolutely inefficient to ride, but it sure does look fun to ride with a huge battery attached to it. You're going to need 2 riders, one to operate each side if you want to attempt to ride this thing. Floating bike. What if you could take your bike and ride it across a river? Well, with Judah Schiller's base cycle, you actually can. This man invented an attachment that allows you to take your bike and turn it into a makeshift water bike. The entire thing fit into a backpack and only takes 15 minutes to set up, but some people might prefer to take the longer route than risk getting wet. Longest bike. The world record for the longest rideable bike belongs to a cycling organization in the Netherlands called the Mills van Maes Workblok. It measures at 35.79 meters long and is built using aluminum trusses and has no stabilizers. One person has to be in front in order to steer, and another in the back to pedal. Kwiggle. A startup company put their unique idea of a bike on Kickstarter and it blew up. Known as the Kwiggle bike, this 2-wheel machine can be folded down to a carry, making it the lightest and most compact bike on the market. Although oddly shaped, it is a lot more comfortable to ride than it seems. What's uncomfortable is its hefty $1,580 price tag flying bike Explorer Air, designed the world's first flying bicycle that can also be used as a regular bicycle. At first glance, it seems like a death machine, but it's actually quite safe. Their idea is that you can use it to fly wherever you need to then bike the last commute. It's a pretty smart idea. The only issue would be obvious safety reasons. Bicymple. The Bicymple was invented by Josh Bechtel, and as its name suggests, it's the simplest version of a bike. There's no chain and there aren't any fancy features or accessories. With minimalism becoming more and more popular each day, it's no surprise such a bike exists, but its 2 tires being inches apart makes it look very silly. Sideways bike. This sideways bicycle might be one of the weirdest bikes you'll see. Also dubbed the snowboard bike. The rider is literally sideways as if they're on a snowboard. It does look pretty cool, but the fact of the matter is, even the rider in this video is struggling to keep the bike straight. You won't be seeing these anytime soon on the streets. First bike ever invented. Nowadays, we take for granted all the various types of bikes, but in 1817 in Germany, the first bike ever was presented. Baron Karl van Dura showed the public his horse-like contraption that confused many people at first, but everyone was impressed when they said it was able to travel 14 kilometers in less than an hour. Of course, it had its flaws, but it paved the path for all the bikes of the future. Bamboo bike. In some parts of Africa, resources are limited and/or expensive. So many people make do with what they have. In this case, creating a bicycle frame entirely out of bamboo, including the spokes of the back wheel, was a solution. Because bamboo is able to grow so fast and it being very sturdy, it actually makes for the perfect material. Hula hoop bike. As its name suggests, the hula hoop bike literally looks like you could pick it up and swing it around your waist. However, its singular wheel design makes for a cool-looking ride, although it does look a lot more respectable to ride than its cousin, the unicycle. In terms of practicality, a two-wheeler will always win. Varna Tempest. What if you could travel 83 miles per hour on a bicycle? Well, Sam Whittingham did it on a specifically designed bike called the Varna Tempest, using only leg power and a flat, long road. He was able to bring the perfectly aerodynamic design bike to a world record-breaking 83 miles per hour. K-Trax Snow Bike. The K-Trax snow bike system allows people to ride their bikes through deep snow with a unique rear wheel and front ski attachment. The two go hand in hand, making the system perfect to combat snowy terrains. It would be good for people who live in snowy areas or those who simply want to go biking in the snow, but to the average person, they probably won't be needing it. The world's most expensive bike. The world's most expensive bike was designed by Damien Hirst, and he decided to decorate the bicycle rims and frames with real-life butterfly wings to make the bike even more unique and valuable. Lance Armstrong actually used it in the 2009 Tour de France, later at a charity auction. The butterfly bike went for a staggering $500,000. However, many people deem the use of real butterfly wings as an animal hate crime. Before I reveal the next example, you should subscribe. If you've enjoyed this video, we upload amazing fact-filled list videos daily. Also, make sure to click that bell icon to stay updated, or you'll regret missing out on some amazing knowledge that could have filled your brain. Now let's get back to it. Bike made of gold. Bike theft is a big issue in many places, but if you had a bike made from gold and Swarovski crystals, you're just asking for it to be stolen. A French company named Ingenious built this gold-plated bike, which is valued at $114,000. Even its seat and handles are made from the highest quality leather, making it quite a luxurious bike. Elliptigo. If you've ever been to a gym, you've probably seen people burning calories on the elliptical machines or the bicycle machines, so why not combine the two? That's where elliptical comes in. Instead of pedals to move, the bike users move their legs on elliptical steps to go forward. You might get some stares, but that's the consequence. If you want to actually go somewhere with an elliptical, Renovatia. If you look out on the streets, chances are you'll see that every single bike is made out of aluminium or some other type of material. What makes Jen Ear's bike so special is that the entire frame is beautifully handcrafted out of a beech tree. Not only that, it's a tandem bike. So, two people can admire the beauty of this thing. You might not even want to ride it on the off chance you might scuff the wood. Crazy boot bike. Looking at this monster just makes you scratch your head and question, who created such a crazy bike? Instead of traditional wheels, the spokes are fitted with boots. Yes, boots. Even though it could be a conversation starter, there is no way anyone is actually riding that thing. Well, at least you won't get punctures. Monster wheel bike. Chances are you've seen a penny farthing those bikes with a giant front wheel followed by its smaller counterparts, but you definitely haven't seen this monster wheel bike instead of a thin, large wheel like the penny farthing. A literal monster truck wheel takes its spot with some matching tires in the back and a giant headlamp in the front. The bike just looks ridiculous and totally impractical. Halbrad. Half bike. Felix Kushkart and his team have found a way to keep the functionality of a bike in only half its size. They did this by designing it so the handlebars are behind your seat instead of in front, making steering a bit awkward. With the help of smaller wheels and gear, the bike looks even smaller than half a bike, which is what Held means in Germany. Frizz bike. This bike runs on manpower. It harnesses riders into its frame. While they sort of self-propel themselves in this weird-looking two-wheeled mechanism, there really isn't any practicality to this bike unless you want people to look at you. Which bike did you think was the craziest, and would you consider buying any of these bicycles? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.